So with everybody going up north, I was going to talk about the roughest water I've ever been in, because I've been asked it a couple times. There's probably like 5 or 6 times where it's been really pretty darn hairy, but I'll just condense it to two where there was literally either I or the person I was fishing with literally thought their life was, in danger. One was on Lake Mead. The old One Bass, which One Bass, they hold the U.S. Open, which is the biggest tournament in the West. Well, they used to do pro-ams, which I was in one on Lake Mead. I did horrible the first 2 days, so I was going to make this run to Temple Bar. On the way to the ramp, everybody, like 3 people, and the tournament director, you're not going to make that run to Temple Bar in that boat, because I had a Triton 176 aluminum with a 125. I'd been in rough water, and it's not like I knew the boat, because everybody just don't. You're not making that run, are you? Because I knew there was going to be a little bit, there could be a front coming in. Finally, I was like, all right, never mind. So instead, I had a guy too, who was my co-angler, and his son was, I can't remember his name, but he's a fairly good fisherman. He's sponsored by Triton boats. But anyway, I had his dad with me as my co, and instead of going there, I went ahead and I just stopped at the Narrows. So if you're familiar with Lake Mead, there's a narrow area, canyon area, that kind of separates the two larger basins. Anyway, I stopped at the base. I think it was like Rotary Cove, one of those coves in there. Fished all day. I got like 3 or 4 fish. Nothing spectacular. Just, I'm out of it anyway, so we're just having fun. Here comes the end of the day, and we look out there, and it just looks like hell. Unbelievable. Talking about 4-foot rollers, and at least they were kind of I just remember they're symmetrical, or there's a rhythm to them, which is usually a good thing, because if they're going in the same direction, and you can base a lot of things off that when you go into the rough water. Anyway, this guy, though, he looks at me and he's just like, I can't believe we're going to do this in this aluminum boat. But we have to get back to Caldwell Bay. I guess we could call somebody, but at the time I was like, don't worry, man, just hold on. We're going to make it. Just trust me. So as I'm doing this, we're skewing waves. I'm trying to hit them as best as I possibly can, but these things are big, and I'm just riding them, and it's slow going. We're hitting some rough stuff, and this guy's just holding on for dear life. I could look at him, and it's just like a roller coaster ride where you're just like, it's going to happen. We're already in it. You can't turn around now. I'm just holding it. I'm going to go down this, and then we're going to get out the other end, hopefully, and I might blow chunks. We did make it. We made it to Cobble Bay, because it's not terribly far from that area. Pull up next to his son. His son kind of helps him unload. He goes around the front of my boat, and he looks at it. I was like, oh my God, look at this. Where the weld goes in to the top of the V, I had split the weld and then went off into the sheet metal, or whatever that is. It from hitting the waves is incredible. It was above the water line. So took the weld out up there about a good 3 inches, and then off to the side. It V'd off to the side, or curved off to the side. I wasn't really in fear, because I had been in that boat, but the guy with me was, and it was a pretty incredible ride. I didn't have a camera then. Probably the hairiest situation I've been into was on Lake Powell. It was in November. Usually take me and my grandfather go there around Thanksgiving time, and since I was a kid. And so we stay at Bullfrog now, because Height Marina way up north is kind of no really good places to stay anymore, and my grandpa likes to stay in the hotel anyway. So first day we went out, fished, had a good time. Second day my grandfather's back was kind of hurting, so he stayed in. So me and my dog Ruger, and he's been on some of the videos in the past, really good boat dog, really good fishing dog, knows where to go, doesn't bother you, just likes to be out there and watch you fish. We make the run up to the Height area. There's some really good coves there, or canyons really. So it's about 45 miles, so about an hour drive. You're going through some canyon wally areas, and then some open areas, and then it gets in the broken shore. Anyway, get up there, and fishing, trying to figure them out. Figured them out. Fishing's just amazing. Hit some big striper pods, just schools of striper, and like 40 to 60 foot of water. And I mean, it's just gangbusters. I got some videos on here of me spooning them up. Well, it comes about 2 o'clock, and all of a sudden, here comes the front, and the water's pretty chilly too still. It's late November. Here comes this front. You can see the clouds coming in. So I catch another striper. I was like, all right, we better get out. As I'm going out here, it didn't take long. and all of a sudden the waves have kicked up. It's whitecap. Next thing you know, we got 4 to 6 foot rollers. I mean, it's incredible, absolutely incredible. And not only that, they're not like sequential, or they're not going the same direction as like on Lake Mead, or this is where it was dangerous, because what happens is that front it came in and it was taking the waves, and it was actually hitting the canyon walls, and they were reverberating back, so you'd get cross waves. And I mean, I've got it now. That boat that I have now is a Phoenix with a 21 footer, and those waves are coming up over. And I mean, the water was starting to pile up. I had the bilge pump just going. My dog, I had to take his collar. I put him underneath the console, and I held there, and we were just barely going. And I mean, waves are coming up over the side, and then they're coming up over the front. And at some point, I mean, it's cold. He's shivering. I'm kind of just like clinching. For 40 something miles, it was like that. And we got back, there was times where I didn't even think that we were going to make it because of how much water was getting poured into the boat from the sides. I couldn't do it. I was trying to angle it, make sure I hit certain waves, but at the same time, when you hit one wave, there was a secondary wave, especially when you get into the canyon areas, that was coming up over into the boat, and there was nothing I could really do about it because they were so big. And there, you can't really go off and protect yourself. It's not like you can go find a dock, or there's other places to go. It's a pretty remote area. So to me, I just put it in my mind, I was like, we got to make it. We just got to get out of here, or we're gonzo pretty much. And hopefully the chopper comes and gets us later on in the night, recovers the body. But we made it, and man, it was cold. I just remember getting back, and it was just like I worked out. I went for like a 3-mile Marine Corps run or something like that, and freaking I was cold, my dog was cold, and it was just incredible. But that was a good learning experience, because it really taught you to be cognizant of the way the waves are, and how you position your boat, how you angle them into the waves, and then looking for those cross waves, because it'd be very similar to what you would encounter if you had a lot of larger boats. And you see that like Lake of the Ozarks sometimes, because you have a lot of these large boats, and the waves reverberate back and forth off the walls there. Or in the Great Lakes where you have big tankers, which I'd be even more so. But there, it was just like you'd have these waves. It was just like dropping a pebble, and then waves go back and forth. And then you also have the storm pushing the waves. Just absolutely incredible. Lucky to be alive through that one. And I don't know, the fishing was good, but the boat ride was hairy. But anyway, those are like the top 2 hairy situations. This last one at Lake Powell was one where I didn't know if I was going to make it or not. But hopefully I don't experience that again. But it is a great experience. If you haven't been in rough water and you encounter it, I mean, just slow down, watch the wave angles. You kind of want to split the angle and just pay attention. If you have to, you can. Most of these lakes, you can get off and wait it out instead of trying it out. I mean, safety first, and then make sure your kill switch and all that's in there, and make sure you got a good bilge pump. I wouldn't have made it if I didn't have that bilge pump going. But anyway, like, subscribe, and keep following me. I'll have some more fishing videos coming up, and then some tournaments and stuff. Anyway, peace.